Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Father's Day weekend. I'm pretty much done with my organizational boxes for my junk journal supplies, and I wanted to show you guys the latest that I've been working on. So these boxes were for my little ink stamping pads, my Ranger miniature ink stamping distress ink pads, or whatever, this miniature size anyways. So I wanted to show you, I just decoupaged some regular craft paper. It was just paper that my packaging supply, or packaging stuff from Amazon came in, so I kept it and I just straightened it out, and I think I used Elmer's glue. Yeah, I used Elmer's glue because I wanted to save money. Not really Elmer's, but the cheap stuff that you can get at the dollar store. It's like a knockoff of Elmer's, so it's not even Elmer's that I used. But I used this big brush here, and I just applied the glue. Well, I poured it on, and then I quickly applied it, and then I put the paper on. Well, you guys know how to decoupage. But anyways, so then I used this chalk paint, and then I let that dry, and then I put some acrylic gesso, just like to make it look aged on there. And then after all that was done, then I put the Mod Podge, and I just used this one. It's the matte, but it still has a sheen to it, as you can see. But it turned out okay. And then on the inside, I put this shelf liner, and I haven't decided whether I'm going to glue it down or not. I kind of want to glue it down because I think, once I do all of that and then I put the rest of my inks in there, they won't move around so much as, if it's a slick, the slick surface of the box. So I found this cute pattern at one of the dollar stores, and you can just use any pattern that you like, but I wanted to show you the original boxes that I bought 3, so this is another one that I did. So I have 2 that are already decorated, and then I just painted all the different sides and also the inside. I'm gonna have to put washi tape right there. I'm just gonna glue it because I have some washi tape that matches the color. So anywhere the paint didn't really do a good job, and I'm just gonna put the glue and the washi tape, and hopefully that'll save it from looking, because look, it doesn't look that great. But anyways, here is the original box that and eventually I'm gonna do this box too, but it's just Amazon Basics, and it was a pillow protector case, and I got 3 of them, 3 boxes. So I put these in here, but these boxes, I mean, different things, you can find, different things It doesn't have to be this, but I just liked the design because it opens up like that and closes. So I thought, well, that'll come in handy for my stamp pads. And then next I was making these little sign holders for my other larger boxes that I'm going to have my file folders in for my junk journal supplies. And I think I'm going to label them by season. So like summer, autumn, winter, and spring, I think, because I was thinking about doing them by color, but then I thought, well, I think I should do them by the season, and that way, because there's different colors in the seasons, you know, like, because red is popular for pretty much all of the seasons, and so I just think I probably will do it that way. I'm not sure though. If you guys have any suggestions, you can write it down in the comments below. But here is, so I have two different sizes. I don't know what I did with the other. Oh, here it is. So I built these frames up. I just I used the lids, or not the lid, well, you know how when you get a box and it's the lid, but you open it up, and so I cut those flaps off. And so see how it has the different striations? So I cut the I just cut each, and then I made these frames for the box, and then I decoupaged it with, you know, just the paper, craft paper, with the Mod Podge. And then I think I'm gonna do this one over again because, as you can see, I didn't do that great. I shouldn't have done it when I was tired, but it's kind of kitty-wampus. It's not really like perfectly, you know, shaped or whatever, but I don't care because I'm not a professional. And so it's just for my own personal use, and it looks all right for me. So what I did was I used the shelving and I mounted it on a piece of white cardboard that I found, and I used a glue gun, but it didn't do very good job. I'm gonna have to redo it, I guess. And then I had these chalkboard stickers, so I put that on there, but I made the mistake. So if you guys do this, don't make the mistake of putting glue gun glue, because I wasn't thinking, obviously, but it did leave a raised surface. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm gonna have to design my own wording on the computer, and then I'm just going to use double-sided tape and put it on there. It'll turn out. There's always a way to fix things, and if not, then you know, you're using like very cheap materials, so it's not that big of a deal. So here's the smaller one. So I cut these, you know, just using a cardstock, and then I cut this, and then I'm going to use one of these. I'll just after I put it all together, you know, glue it, and then I'm gonna glue this on there because I don't think that the glue that these are attached to is very strong. So anyways, but I'm going to use like a regular strong glue that won't stick up from the surface next time, because as you can see, it's raised up and it doesn't look, I don't like the way it looks. I guess it's all right since I'm going to be printing out a label, but I don't know, we'll see. It did stick on there pretty well without the glue gun, so maybe I'll just use the regular glue. I didn't think it was going to do that good of a job, so that's why. But see, here's the finished. So I'm going to use these little, I was going to, after I'm done with this, I'm going to whitewash it with the gesso, and then I will put the Mod Podge on top of that after it's dry. And then I will, after everything's dry, I'm going to put this little double-sided, what do you call that? I can't think of the name. These, I'll show you. They're called fastener dots, and they're basically just hook and loop fastener. So then you can attach one side on here and then attach the other side on here, and then it goes in there. So if you ever want to switch the sign out, you can do that. So I think it's gonna look pretty cute. And then I'm going to glue the whole thing onto the file that I made, the big file boxes. So after I'm done, I'm going to show you the whole finished product, or not product, but project, because I'm not going to sell them. They're for my own personal use, but I just wanted to show you guys in case you want to do something similar if you're motivated. It's kind of a fun project that I have always liked doing this kind of stuff, and it keeps my hands busy, and I enjoy doing these kind of little projects. But someday I'm going to have an art studio. I know I'm dreaming big, but and I want to have everything just beautifully organized and have everything in place so that when I go to find something, I know where it is, and I don't have to be like rummaging through stuff and, you know, getting frustrated and swearing and things. So anyway, that's the plan. I think today I was going to just demonstrate how I do my you know, decoupage this, because I did decoupage this one, but I decided that the frame wasn't big enough, so this is 2 layers of framing, so I glued 1 layer down, and then I decoupaged it, and I decided that it wasn't good enough, so then I added another. And then this one is the 2 layers, but then I decoupaged it last night, and I didn't really like the decoupage job that I did because the paper bunched up. So I'm going to try it again and This time, I think I want to, when I do it this time, I'm gonna do like, maybe do, you know, outline this in pencil, and then I'm gonna cut these so that when, you know, I go to so it'll wrap around, because when you're doing the glue, you have to work kind of fast before it dries. And then, because it's really annoying to do it. But anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. And then you guys can see. And then I think I might be able to pause the video and get my gesso and show you how I do the gesso too. Because I need to water it down a little bit or something to make it look, because I don't want it to be opaque. I want it to like show through and look kind of aged or antique whitewash finish, because I like whitewash wood, and it's fun. I think this might be a little too much on this side, so I think I'm going to cut it a little bit. I always worry that you guys can hear me good enough, because sometimes I have a tendency to speak low, you know, or not very loud, so I don't know. I just want to make sure that I know it's gonna be like going in there. I actually have these. I didn't have these the first time, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, because they're rubbery, I use them for my oil pastel as a blending tool. But I thought, well, I really need something, because I was using my paintbrush and the paper right there broke, so I thought, well, maybe I need to use something softer. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know, we'll see. But let's see how this goes. Hopefully it'll turn out okay this time. I'm just gonna have to keep decoupaging, I guess, until I finally get a smooth, you know, smooth enough look that I like. So yeah, I wonder if I should spray this with water first so that it will, I don't know. I don't have, well, I guess I do actually. I do have some water here. Where did I put it? I got these little mini misters in case I needed to spray anything with water. Oops. Let's see how that goes. I made it too watery. Uh-oh. Well, too late now. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Sometimes I get so focused on my project that I kind of forget to put my project within view of the camera. Sorry about that. I'm not like very professional, but maybe someday I will remember that I'm doing something important. And I also used a smaller brush last night when I did this part of it. So I just don't want it to dry too fast. And I need to put a bunch of, glue on there. So that, and I forgot to put some handy wipes so I can wash my hands off, because when you got sticky fingers, glue fingers, then you know it hinders the project, because it's not always you're just doing your gluing part. Let's see, I just want to make sure that oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really want to, well, whatever, I'm just gonna do it this way. Make sure I got okay, so it's good practice for other projects too, because there's so many different techniques that you can use when you're doing, and since I'm just starting out with the, oh, I forgot to, darn it, I forgot to cut these. Oopsie. See, I get to talking and then I forget that what I was gonna do, you know. And I don't know how to avoid that bunching at the corners, because that's the problem that I was running into before, you know, and it's just like extremely frustrating. I think I'm gonna use a smaller one, maybe. Try and get in there. I just don't want it to wrinkle up. And it looks like it is, but this part isn't so much of a problem as the frame, because the frame is going to be showing, right? So, I don't know. My neighbor's dogs are going crazy for some reason. So I don't really like filming during the day, because our houses are like really close together in the neighborhood, and you can hear everything that's going on with the neighbors. So it's kind of frustrating when you're making a video and you want it to be nice and quiet. So let's see. I need to do these sides. Hopefully, I I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So like, okay, so I don't know how I did that with the other ones, other side, but the most important part is how it looks from the front and the sides. And I think I might be doing a little bit better of a job than I did yesterday. But I bet when, you know, people professionally decoupage and sell, you know, like in Michael's, you find decoupage stuff. They probably put several layers down, I would think. Oh no, I got too much glue on. Oopsie. On my brush. But, anyways, the more you do it, I'm sure the better you get at figuring it out, which is great. Because it's kind of frustrating if you've ever done decoupage. Before. And this paper is really thin. I did get some thicker paper from the dollar store the other day. In the mailing section. So like if you're mailing a package, they have a section for I just want this to go on so it looks all right from the, because the back side's going to be glued down onto the box, so I don't care how that looks. I just want it to go on straight so that it is starting to look better. I think there's that stupid wrinkle though, which sometimes you can put glue over it and kind of smooth it down, but I don't know. Oh, goodness, it's frustrating for me because I get overwhelmed, I guess, with trying to get it perfect and then I'm also trying to work fast so that the glue doesn't dry too quickly, you know? Where did I put my scissors? I think I'm gonna cut some of these edges off so that there won't be too much. When I go to glue it. Whoops. I don't know. Hopefully that'll work out. Okay. So have you guys watched any good movies lately? I just watched this one called Penelope. It was alright. It was typical Hollywood. It was made in 2008 with Christina Ricci. She's so cute. I think she's such a cute. But anyways, I think it was more for teenager people, because that just kind of wasn't my, I mean, it would have probably been all right if I was a teenager and I watched it back in the day, but I don't know. I just kind of like more grown-up movies. I'm kind of picky about what I watch. I mean, well, not what I watch, but like what I like, the kind of stuff that I like. And a lot of the movies just don't do it for me. I'd rather read a book because I don't know, books are just, I think they require more imagination and brain power. You can really ponder. And if it's something that you didn't really understand, you can kind of shape it to how you want to think that it meant, or what it actually meant, instead of what the people who made the movie, or the book, actually wanted it to be about, I guess. Anyways, I'm trying my best to shape this so that it looks okay, so that when I do the whitewashing, it'll look all right. Anyways, it's not the best of what I had intended, what I'd planned for it to look like, but it'll do. So it looks better than the first time because I messed up on the corners, and I think I did a better job this time on the corners because I had more paper to work with, because I actually cut too much off the paper when I did it the first time on the corners. So then it didn't cover the whole thing. So I think I'm going to end the video here, and then after I'm done decoupaging, I will show you guys the finished project. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.